So let me blow the shit. Y'all really know what we do. We make it happen. We make it fly. We make it on the fly.
Welcome to DBL. That was Busta Rhymes performing a medley of his hits at the BET Awards last night, which celebrated hip-hop's 50th anniversary. Busta was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award and got emotional during his standing ovation. The rapper has been nominated for 12 Grammys and is considered one of the best MCs and producers out there.
Yeah, Sam, I looked at him getting emotional, and I thought, you know, everybody it's kind of in our cultural lexicon now, Biggie's It Was All a Dream. But, I mean, for me, as a young kid that grew up listening to hip-hop, I remember when he was in the group Leaders of the New School, you know, and then he went solo, and just seeing this art that was really not only outside the cultural norm, but even like your parents and older family members weren't hip to it yet. And now we're seeing them at the Super Bowl, and we're seeing them on Ford ads and Budweiser ads, and just seeing how it's taken over the culture. I'm sure he's looking into that audience. Like, I remember being a kid just, you know, at some underground or in somebody's backyard rapping, and now here they are. So, I mean, that famous clip of Biggie rapping on the streets of Brooklyn. Yeah. You look at Busta now and, like, look at the arena he's in and how far they've come in just a short amount of time, and the fact that he'll always be associated with that is amazing. So go ahead and shed those tears, Busta.
And everyone, though, is also talking about Patti LaBelle, who had trouble remembering the words to Tina Turner's hit, The Best, during her tribute to the late singer. Watch.
What if I can't see the words? I don't know. I'm trying, y'all. Can't go wrong. I'm trying, y'all. Come on.
Oh, no. Erica, what are you thinking? Look at Erica. Look at her face. What, Erica?
Oh, Aunt Patti. Oh, this was hard.
Should she have been better prepared? What are you thinking?
I don't know. See, this is what I don't like. There is a conversation on social media from an old interview where Patti LaBelle was talking about someone that had shaded her, or there was some beef, presumably, and everyone was saying that it was Tina Turner, and now it's like this big conspiracy that, like, she butchered her song out of spite. And I'm like, okay, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, it makes no sense at all. I don't think that this was intentional, but I also don't necessarily know if Aunt Patti was the person to do this performance under these circumstances, maybe under different circumstances, because there are so many people or performers who were big Tina Turner fans who may not have even needed a teleprompter because they know the song so well. So I think that under these circumstances, for Aunt Patti, respectfully, maybe she wasn't the one to do it. Well, and I feel horrible that this narrative is out there.
But can I just show there's another example?
I was going to say there's another narrative out there that Patti hates Christmas.
To that point, she butchered the Christmas song, too.
Lights sprinkle all around. Next car, honey, next car. Woo! Woo! Thank you!
Yeah, but we get another Christmas. We don't get another.
Yeah, Erica, that song's been out since Christmas. For the first Christmas. That song is like, if you're going to go say, you can say like, oh, maybe she doesn't know Tina's catalog. Like, this Christmas has been in every Christmas I've ever been a part of. And I love Patti. That's when I think about my grandparents' house, I can see her albums there. I can see George Benson's albums there. And so this is no shade, but we have to say, if you're going to go in there, you got to know some of the words.
You got to know the
next line was this Christmas, Erica.
Well, there's a lot of words in between this Christmas. There are.
Well, we'd like her to know those too.
And back to Tina, I mean, listen, I know this is Patti's
Erica's very forgiving. I want to work for her.
And I know this is Patti LaBelle's worst nightmare, right? I'm sure she's a fan of Tina's too, but this is a Tina tribute. And I know she was relying on that teleprompter, but a Tina tribute, you got to know the words. You just got to.
Listen, I got to give her credit for just handling it like a G. Because remember, like, when Jessica Simpson's sister just, like, ran off? That's something I would do. She just was like, flip that card. And, like, just hanging in there. So I give her credit.
I would have just paid to hear the falsetto she went into. I was like, just let her do that part. She
I would have been like.
That was a rough one. Yeah.
All right, well, Taylor Swift has a stern message to her fans. Stop cyberbullying her ex-lovers. During her concert in Minneapolis, she played Dear John, a song from her 2010 album Speak Now. It's believed to be about her relationship with John Mayer when she was 19. In advance of her version of Speak Now coming out next week, she asked her fans to be kind online. Watch.
I'm 33 years old. I don't care about anything that happened to me when I was 19 except the songs I wrote and the memories we made together. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not putting this album out so that you can go and should feel the need to defend me on the internet against someone you think I might have written a song about 14 billion years ago when I was 19. I do not care. We have all grown up. We're good.
All right, what do we think? What do you think, Erica?
People have been asking for artists to do this forever, so I don't see what the problem is. Like, anytime there's a narrative out there and someone is on the receiving end of that, then their fans stand up for them and go after that particular person, and she's trying to be preemptive about it.
You think they're going to listen?
Some are going to, some aren't, some will. I mean, I think it also depends on what level of fandom or stand-up.
Well, she has the most amount in the history of human beings. So let's talk from that level. It's a lot of...
No, I'm talking about the individual fans. Like, there are people who are like, yes, I'm a Swiftie and I love Taylor Swift. I don't ever get on social media and say anything.
Right.
Then there's people that are like, all I do is defend Taylor and her honor.
Right, and those are hundreds of thousands of people because she has a huge following. And I get what you're saying. Taylor cannot control what people do. The only thing that can be controlled here is using people's names or even allusions to it. If I say in an interview or I make a song and I reference Jeff, I'll be like, that is not the Jeff I've worked with or something. But if you don't really clear that up, what you're doing is you're creating a lifetime of headache for these people because most people's fan bases are good people, but all it takes is a few people to try. I have friends that had their comedy albums trashed by, they went on a podcast that didn't go well, and people give them 51 stars. People call in bomb threats to venues. I mean, these are extremes, and when you have the most powerful fan base in the history of the world, to name somebody, good or bad.
So you think she shouldn't have called it Dear John?
I'm scared to even say that. I mean, it's like, if her fans came after this show, we're done. They could shut our social media.
Don't worry, they're cobbies. What do they call you?
The cobblers.
Like
The
Erica
cobblers.
Cobb. Yeah, the cobblers love
my cobblers
so
out
be
there.
My website.
It'd be you. I appreciate y'all.
NotAlJackson.com.
I appreciate, but in all fairness too, she's talking about she's 33 and she was 19 when she put these songs out. The internet was a very different place that long ago. It really was. It wasn't until fairly recently that people are actually becoming activists on the internet against what they perceive as wrong or what really is wrong. So we are talking about a completely different social climate.
I just think people are insane.
Well,
just to put it plain, it's like if she says don't do this, okay? I'm telling you, it's about Jake Gyllenhaal or John Mayer. Don't go after them. And in someone's brain, they're like, in some world, I'm going to meet Taylor Swift and say, I've been coming after them for you, even though you told me not. I got this secret message where you blinked your eye when you said that. You're insane. You're insane. That's it. Period. I'm done.
Got it.
Everyone was waiting for me anyway.
A couple of new trends people are talking about. The first is a TikTok craze called Tomato Girl Summer. It's all about embracing the slow-paced vibes of a chill European summer, wearing, sun-kissed makeup, taking strolls through a farmer's market, eating antipasti at cafes, afternoon swims in the ocean, and of course, wearing lots of red.
Could you imagine dating in this climate? No, but seriously, just being
my God.
You're on a first date and you're like, oh wow, that's a cool tomato dress, and you're like, oh, so this represents tomato and possibly. Hold on, I have to go to the bathroom, and I would jump out the window. That's it. I can't handle all your stories when I just sit down.
I was at a restaurant on Ocean Drive in Miami years ago, and these two guys, it was kind of a late night diner, and these two guys' dates did that. They went to the bathroom in the back because their alley's back there, and they just jumped out the window and left.
If you started with this summer girl tomato thing, out of here.
It's weird. And don't you have to be in Italy to do that, Jeff? Like,
No,
what if
no,
you're
people just
really
make up
Apply
things.
the vibe anywhere. I'm not
in like downtown Baltimore? You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's more. Yes, Erica, but there's more. There's another trend hitting the internet, the rise, Erica, of the cinnamon roll man. This refers to sensitive men like Harry Styles who have a passion for high culture and beautiful clothes, but are still sweet and caring on the inside. Other stars who fit the cinnamon roll profile, Timothée Chalamet and Paul Mescal. What do you say, Erica?
I say let them cinnamon roll on. I love a cinnamon roll.
No.
I mean, I do. You don't love a cinnamon roll?
I do, but I'm saying don't name yourself cinnamon roll men because I get hungry.
Why can't
Like
you
that
just-
should be the name of something you can eat.
Why
I
do
want
we
it
have
in a
to coin
box.
everything? Why can't it just be like a sensitive guy? Why do we have to coin it cinnamon roll man? Would you want to be a cinnamon roll man?
No, because it's got to rhyme. Again, back to this culture. It's got to be a cute name. What if they don't want to be called cinnamon roll men? What if they don't like that? You know what I mean? Did anyone ever ask them? I wouldn't like to be called a cinnamon guy. Seems like I'm doughy.
What
Yeah,
would
that's
you
what I
want to be
thought.
called? What would you want to be called?
Maverick. I don't know. I didn't think about it. I'd go more that route.
Erica, are you going to have a tomato girl summer?
Well, you know that my backyard, my patio is called Coachella. So, you know, you can make decisions about
you
what you
can.
want the vibe to
Yep,
be.
she's right.
I didn't know that was the last. I've never been invited to your Coachella.
You have been invited to
I know,
Coachella.
but I didn't know that it was like you could wear anything and have any vibe. Now I know.
Yeah.
What would be your vibe going in?
Cinnamon roll man.
No, you have to
Yes.
pick a new one. Let's take it. What would be your vibe going to Erica's Coachella?
We've seen it. That jumper he wore.
That-
the
Yeah,
Hawaiian
exactly.
jumper.
But you got to put a name
That's
to
5
it.
summers. I think I might go. You know, I might be summer suit guy now.
No, not
Yeah.
summer suit guy.
But you know what? No shirt underneath. I'm going straight Miami Vice
Whoa,
86.
hot.
Okay,
Hot.
yeah.
How about
you'll
you,
fit
Sam?
into
What would you be?
Coachella.
Just chest hair.
I don't know. I feel like that ship has sailed. I need to get back to my.
Oh, you know,
self.
Saturday night after a couple Sammys, you turn into someone else.
It's not as bad when you just have a drink called a Sammy and
It's
everybody
not even a
knows.
Sammy.
That's a
It's a
tequila
buttery
Sam.
shard.
It's a buttery shard. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're
right.
right. I
It's a
go
ice
shard.
cold.
Tequila Sam's buried and gone.
She's still in there somewhere.
Come back.